Houston, we have a problem, is what all the other manufacturers say to the Zeekr 7X, because this one definitely puts on a show. Well, no matter if you like this one or not, this here is the fastest charging car, 10 minutes from 10 to 80% state of charge, if you have the proper charging station, but it can do actually much more. And this can actually challenge the Tesla Model Y, the bestseller in this segment here so far. And the amount of quality and at what price you get and so on is really alarming, not only for the German manufacturers, also for the Koreans and even for Tesla. And that's why we're going to take a deeper look here today at the Zeekr 7X for you. Ooh. With Thomson Autogefühl in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go. Light strip goes here all the way across, nice integration. And when you hit the turning indicators or the headlights, we also have a cascading effect here. The main headlamp is underneath it. It's also a matrix LED. Yeah, and I wonder with Zeekr 7X that BMW didn't file any lawsuit yet because of X7. Yeah, but obviously they don't care yet. Maybe should they care? We'll find out very soon. And I'll start directly now with the batteries, because that's a core aspect, of course, with this vehicle here. 75 kilowatt hours gross or 100 kilowatt hours gross. Like the net figures are something like 72 and 96. The small battery is LFP chemistry. The big battery is NMC chemistry. And the smaller one is also built with Zeekr in-house. That is also one that has this charging record. So if you have a proper charger, it can charge really in 10 minutes from 10 to 80% state of charge, and that is unmatched so far. But you really need a 480 kilowatt charger for that. And that is actually the problem, because these chargers are not available everywhere. And it would be a 13-minute 10 to 80% charging time if you have a 360 kilowatt charger. I mean, that's still super impressive. And the other battery, the bigger battery, has a 16-minute time, then once again at this 360 kilowatt charger. So it's really more the problem, do you have the proper charging station that is capable of doing what this car is actually capable of? The length here is 4.79 meters or 189 inches, exactly length of the Tesla Model Y. And that is also the main competitor as the most sold vehicle in that very segment. Different versions are available. You start with the rear-wheel drive version, 6 seconds. This is the acceleration figure approximately. Small battery. Then you have a rear-wheel drive with the big battery in a combination. Also somewhat the same acceleration figure, not too much difference. And then 3.8 seconds for the all-wheel drive model. It also has an electric motor in the front. So already quite good in the performance. Wheels 19, 20, 21. 21 here for the top version, so-called privilege version you see here. Also contrasting brake calipers. And here you see more from this black band that is like this design philosophy. And I mean, it looks somewhat sleek. We have to see about the efficiency later when we can drive it. And this has been the thing, maybe the only but with this vehicle. Not like B-U-W-T, just like B-U-T. But the thing is, we've been testing the Zeekr X, the smaller SUV, the 001. And also when you think about Volvo, because Geely is this, this Chinese mother corporation, also Volvo belongs to it, Lynk & Co. Zeekr is another brand from them, and they haven't been the most efficient EVs on the road. This can be something where the Tesla Model Y maybe is still ahead, but we have to see how this one, the 7X now performs, when we can drive it very soon for you. Towards the rear, really nice, the light strip goes all the way through. I can soon also show you some more light signature effects right here. Also when you hit the turning indicators, it's cascading here this outside part each. And overall design, I think it works worldwide. Of course, they have started in China, and so far they have tackled European markets, Netherlands, Sweden and Norway, because these are very important EV markets. They want to roll out to other markets earlier, but then the European tariffs, like the special tariffs on Chinese-built EVs came. And that, of course, makes it harder for them now. However, we soon also going to talk about the prices, because the pricing strategy is really interesting and one more problem indeed for the classic manufacturers. On the driver's side, we find here the charging flap is electric. That's AC/DC, and then AC, by the way, 22 kilowatt AC charging, so that's also very important. And press the button here and it also closes again. Top speed, by the way, is 210 kilometers an hour or 130 miles per hour, so it's even German Autobahn proof, and that also counts for all the versions. Another thing that this top trim level, the privileged version, also gets is an air suspension. Base models do not have that, however they're also a little bit lower in the pricing. Is there a frunk? You can unlock it from the infotainment system, from the inside, and it doesn't have like an additional security or lock or something, and then you can just lift it. Also has this gas strut, and then you can see, yeah, does fit for a charging cable. This welcome show thing, by the way, is also present here in the rear. Take a look at that. Not only here in the top, but also in the lower part. Almost looks like a synthesizer or something like that, right? Now, so the interior, Zeekr has a interesting key fob here. Yeah, small, compact. But here to open the door, at least in this privilege version, you can also press here, then press, and then you have these electric doors, and you can close them at different methods. So either you press here inside of the door, you can press this one again. That would both work, or the alternative would be hitting the brake pedal like we know from the Tesla Model X initially, like this. Works as well. There we go. And of course I can open it again. And then we can see already here some ambient lighting integration. Also here all the materials being used, that you don't have just like plain plastic. So this is really high quality. Also the window levers here, for example, they have nice clicking sounds as well when you use them. You do not have a dual lamination here already on the front, so that's neither on the front nor on the rear. Then especially in-house developed sound system. Here is then a little bit harder, and then you have some rubber pad at least on the lower part, but also here, look at that, you have a contrast stitching on the lower part.
This one.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, nice one, Liam. Really tiny, but I mean,
For sunglasses, maybe?
could fit if they're like really like.
Because it's covered.
Yeah, it's really tiny for sunglasses. Must be super tiny sunglasses, but I don't know. What would you put in there? Tell me in the comments. But now I give you some view to the interior here at first. So the steering wheel has a modern design, contrast stitching from the inside, and then here you have real buttons on the steering wheel still. For example, for the cruise control, you also have a favorite button you can set yourself. Also these like here, the wiper, so we have still stalks, and here the button, and also like this knurling around. It's really good as for the detailed quality. You do have like digital instruments, not too high, but really wide. Head-up display also available. So that's contrast to Tesla Model Y. And also here, this electric seat controls. Here, this galvanized metal knurling here. This like to extend the front area. So customers from the 001 did request it actually. So with the base model, you have a mix of fabric and leatherette. These here are a mix of animal skin and leatherette, so they are not entirely animal free. That's what I would wish for this vehicle. However, the base ergonomics of the seats and also how plush they are from the Einsitzhöhe, the seating depth, this is really well done. So you can find a good and comfortable seating position. Here then the electric control of the seats, so it's easily done. There's no separate column here for the steering wheel control. That is, like we know from Tesla, done here in the infotainment system. You activate it, and then you can use here the right side to use the scroll wheel, and here inward and outward like that. And then it's saved according to your user account. With 189, 6'2", here to the side, I still have a lot of headroom left. Then here the panoramic roof. Let's check it out here. Also lights in here inside of the mirror. It's also pretty wide. Yeah, it is an impressive build quality. Gotta say that already here. And yeah, also quite comfortable to sit in. Now here, welcome to the cockpit. Very impressive 16-inch infotainment system, and yeah, I can already show you right here. It's super smooth and super quick. So the processing power that's behind that, and that is something that Tesla can do, that the Chinese manufacturers do, but so far, like Japanese, Korean, and the German manufacturers, they cannot really cope with that. You know, that's the thing. And yeah, look at that. Also, when I just scroll through the menus here, everything is just there. Like, oh, that's a seat massage actually. Yeah, you maybe hear like a little bit. Oh, we see that in half an hour, maybe like. Yeah, okay. I'll keep on going. So super quick from the infotainment system already. Nice integration. At the same time, I do have instruments. I do have a head-up display. I do have 2 stock columns. This is here, by the way, a real button for the glove box. Yeah, it's tiny, but still there is one. And you have some real buttons here, for example, also still for a volume control and for play and pause. This one here to open the trunk in the rear, and here for the drive mode, then you can select like sport mode, normal mode, comfort mode, and so on. And here again, interesting materials. This is like a neoprene-like material. This looks like you can grab in there and open something, but it's not actually. It's the air vent. Ambient lighting, also once again here the leatherette on the top of the dashboard. Here in the middle console, two chargers here, inductive chargers, nicely covered. Also with ventilation hole, that's good, so that the phone doesn't overheat. The same material here, and then you can slide this one open. Wow, I mean, this is like really nicely done. Then you have these cup holders. You can either slide them away, then you have just like an open space, or press them, then they are cup holders again. This is an opening from the side. Wow, this is really large. And then you can also open it from this side, so from both sides actually possible. And I think you have a SUV typical seating position, and it feels like a grown-up SUV, definitely. In comparison to the Model Y, it feels that you sit higher here, definitely, I would say. In the top part, by the way, you activate the turning indicators. Yeah, that sounds really nice, right? What's that there? Oh, interesting. Here, look at that. There's like an interior camera, but you can actually have some more privacy here when you just close that small shade here. And below the middle console, you have some more space and also your charging ports. This car has so many features. I need Leah to help me with these. For example, here the top light. So one capacitive click, and then you can have it brighter or not so bright. That's really bright. And now it's a cold temperature, and then you put it out and on again, and now we have a warmer light temperature, and there you can again adjust the brightness. Interesting, right? Driver POV, once again here with the rear controls. So the scroll wheel is the volume wheel on the steering wheel. And here I can also change the music title, for example. Left side then will be for the cruise control, which will be initiated here with the shifting column. And then here, the digital instruments look quite fancy, clear to read. The head-up display is hard to see in this studio, but yeah, you can see this box there where it's being projected. And then the main infotainment unit, here we go. Really impressive, as I said, how quick it is, how responsive, like this inbuilt map. And here in the lower part, you control the temperature, of course also possible with voice. This is like the whole climate menu here. Usually deactivated here in the studio that you don't hear any fan sound and so on. And this is like all the vehicle controls. Yeah, definitely Tesla-like, where you can set all the different settings and so on. Camera here all around the vehicle, like that, and also really good quality. And of course, what I showed you earlier here, this visualization of the vehicle, really cool, right? When you look at that, then you can, for example, also here, you have this view like this. You can control the windows. You can even here go to the top, and then here control the shade from here. You hear now how it's closing actually, and then yeah. Very interesting, isn't it?
And
the pet mode. And what we do have here is Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Tesla obviously does not offer that. Gotta say though here, this is not as quick and as smooth when you are in the CarPlay integration. But really wide and visible, definitely. And now we're listening here to the Zeekr internal sound system. Sounds nice. I mean, there are more impressive ones, but definitely among the good ones.
in German you say kann wat.
Kann wat. Can something.
Yes.
So, yeah. Now you see Leah also with her beautiful hands, because then she can also press the knob here to open this door. Yeah, you see here frameless, and this is not dual laminated, by the way, as I feel it. This is here like the hidden shade here, but this cannot be done when the door is open. So here, when I use the knob here, I can put the window lower, that's the maximum. Then when I use this button again, it can also trigger this one, but I have to show you that on the other side because it only works when the door is closed. But really high quality levers here. This is where you can actually control the seat from here. So when you sit here, then you can here move this seat here forward and also change the inclination and so on. When you use it like as a chauffeur like car, everything wrapped nicely here with different materials. Inside here, however, is rather hard. Yeah, but overall very good build quality, definitely. Also electric control of the rear seats. We recently saw that also with Tesla Model Y. And then you can change also here either to a more laid back position or to a more upright position. The fun thing here is, by the way, ISOFIX on the outside, just to mention it, but the fun thing here is when you put down these here, the adaptive cup holders, that way they are straight. There's another space here underneath, USB-C and USB-A charging, also a nice cover here. Ski hatches available, but then when you put the seats here back, this one of course also goes back, and then yeah, it's not straight anymore here. That's this fun thing. And then here on the other side, once again, there's like this laid back position, super comfortable indeed here. So very plush headroom here with 189, 602, also to the sides is okay. And once again, I can also make it more upright. You have coat hangers here, for example, as well. Nice ambient lighting integration. And now I can also show you when I either use the window and then I pull this one more time, then here the automatic shade is going up. So that's pretty fancy, isn't it? And once again, this is all equipment and functions you usually see like in luxury cars, where maybe like double or triple the price that we have here. Then legroom here, I have plenty of legroom left, although the seat is here set to my driving position. Also, yeah, open this one here, is a small cubby hole. And also the middle seating is totally fine, so there's definitely 5 tall adult proof. Panoramic glass roof is also standard, and the good thing is that this one does have a real shade here and can be applied here completely, and that way you can better block out the sun. So yeah, very rarely we still have that. You cannot open the roof as for getting fresh air. It's just this shade here, but it's definitely good to have it, you know, in contrast to all the other EVs now that just have the fixed panoramic roof and you can apply nothing there. And now Leah will test the chauffeur position, because I can make here a chauffeur position here with the inside of the doors. So when I move these both forward, so inclination plus going forward here with the seat. And that way now, does it even go further? That's,
Higher, yeah.
wow. So now, I mean, you can stretch your legs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. This is a lot of space. Now you can't even stretch your legs that much actually, right? Yeah. you can even sit behind the seat now, yeah. Trunk or boot is at 540 liters. Let's take a look here. Of course, the typical Autogefühl measurements. So we have a small cover here on the top. Retract right there. Then here the width between the wheel arches is a meter of 40 inches. It's wider here in the very front. And you can see here the cabin trolley also fits in vertically, no problem. And then the length here is about a meter of 40 inches as well. But you see here the bench is like, you know, really wide on top, but you can put it a little bit more upright. That's possible. And the height here when the cover is in place, 70 centimeters or 27 inches. So I would say standard measurements here underneath. There's even a good space. In the Model Y that would be a little bit larger though, I have to say. And then here is the second one. You can also fold up. This could also fit a charging cable or whatever you want to do there. For folding the seats, I cannot do it here, so there's no remote lock. But I can reach over here, so that is possible. And then there we go, 1 and 2. And then let's find out the total length, which is at about 1 meters 90 or 75 inches. As for the pricing, starts at 53,000 euros for the Dutch market. And if you think about going for the bigger battery, only 56,000 euros in like a special entry offer and so on. So you get almost 25 kilowatt hours more. So almost 100 kilowatt hours in total for just 3,000 euros extra, I mean, then it's basically a no-brainer. And as this car stands here right now, with the privilege trim, everything in, all-wheel drive, quicker acceleration and so on, then it's at 63,000 euros. And yeah, that is a price where you get even the new updated Tesla Model Y. Yes, also, you know, with a lot of like everything in basically, and all-wheel drive. Recently showed you the facelift, but this one, of course, at that price offers more, has a great build quality, and has also this great fast charging capability. So on paper, you would say, yeah, it's a no-brainer. But of course, there are so many factors playing a role. For example, hey, does it really give you so much of an advantage? Because you need the charging stations to actually be capable to go at these high charging speeds. And also about efficiency, as I said earlier, because, you know, when you have an electric vehicle that is way more efficient, then it's also very crucial the longer you drive it, you know, especially higher speeds at Autobahn and so on. But we can also test that for you very soon. Overall, also, if you look at the interior build quality, yeah, one of my main criticism points is that they should offer like the same build quality, but completely animal-free, you know, from the materials. All other EVs are mainly offering that as a standard, basically. Also the Tesla Model Y. But besides that, I'm really impressed of like what are they delivering for this kind of pricing, although the tariffs are already in place, these additional tariffs. And yeah, definitely that's a reason why we should closely follow what will happen with them here. Another thing is, of course, like dealership and getting in contact with the customers, servicing, insurance and so on. So all the base facts, you know, beside the product. And that's also a thing where the Chinese manufacturers that are coming to Europe are still struggling, because it's hard to build up this whole infrastructure, you know, all like the sales system. And that's also something that presents a completely different challenge besides the product. And if you want to compare the competitors, of course, the Tesla Model Y, or for example, recently also reviewed the Onvo L60, which is also a very hot competitor that might soon come to Europe.